It is currently 11:44. Today is Monday, September 17th, 2018. Excuse me. Good evening, everyone. The day of work has ended. The first day of the work week is behind us. Soon we shall be in the morning of Tuesday, the morning of the day of battle and conflict and strife. Before we go to sleep, though, tonight, on the night of the foundation, of the night of the bridge, let us sit together and have a discussion, bridging the communities of the spiritual with the good and the bad. So, the subject I decided to make today about is the spiritual community in general. In general, in regards to what learning I found is. And sort of to correlate to that, but it would be a later conversation, is the VLS scanner I have up here, which I've gotten fixed up, also does temperature sensing now. It'll come up, it'll be brought up for later. But today is sort of just about the positive experiences I find in the world. Excuse me. Sorry. Don't get me, and this is going to be specifically the traditional spiritual community members that I know. But those who are taught by others, who carry on the traditions in their hearts. I have found that in that culture there is a strong rule of respect and for learning. Those who are willing to learn for the right reason, who are tested to know that they are truly have integrity in why they want to learn, they are blessed to learn, effectively, is the best way to put it. They are able to be taught, or they are able to be taught, willing to be taught, etc. I'm sorry, I'm just thinking of myself, or thinking to myself a few words, but a good example is this. The prayer beads, the mala. I was not taught the mala growing up. I was taught the rosary, I was taught the tarot. Especially the rosary I was taught was a big one. And that was one of my most powerful form of beads for prayer, and that's what I always knew as prayer beads. And then I learned that these exist, and I started learning how these work. I learned, though, from a friend in the spiritual community who herself was taught by a friend, and that's how she learned. So, but she taught me both the tradition and the ideals to it, and the ways that she keeps them alive herself, and the ways I keep them alive, and integrate them into my own faith. And that is what I do with them. That's what I try to understand now, is I take what I'm learning and learned, and teaching it as I'm learning. I'm also teaching it to you guys, my audience. And it's that same desire to learn and desire to teach that is also what motivated me to make this vlog. A way that I can find stuff that I can give others so that they can learn. Because a lot of what I was taught, I'm not allowed to spread on unless it's to family. But there are things that I've learned myself or made myself that I can share freely. And it's a good thing. In the spiritual community, I find that there's a lot of willingness to teach and share knowledge like that if people are willing to learn and learn for the right reasons. Now, I don't know as much with the New Age society, the New Age communities. I won't lie, I try to avoid them like the plague. But I find that there is a probably similar mentality there as well. A willingness to learn, a willingness to share and to to find ways to truly learn and understand. But really, it's just about it. I guess tonight's discussion was just that there is that willingness to learn and understand in the spiritual community, and that a lot of people adhere to it. It's sort of an unspoken rule that we share knowledge. Knowledge is best shared, not coveted. Which separates, of course, the spiritual communities of the pagans, all the different pagan faiths from the Abrahamic faiths, the Protestants, the Catholics, the Orthodox, the Hebrews, the Islamic, the Zoroastrianic, those different faiths there who aren't really pagan in base, but more based off the Abrahamic and monotheistic faith. I know for a fact the Protestant based faiths I know, are very much have had the mentality of, well, the knowledge is our knowledge. We don't share it. But I also know that the Catholic faith, that there's been not willingness to share the knowledge of anyone if they're willing to ask. So it's just, I guess, just a bit of a difference there. But ultimately, the idea I've noticed is, as long as you're willing to learn, people, and you are respectful about it, your intentions are pure, people will be willing to teach with you. I guess that's the takeaway. Sorry, it's a bit disjointed. I'm honestly a bit distracted today, but we'll revisit this discussion topic a few times in the coming future. Until then, have a blessed night, everyone. I shall see you all in the morning for the prayer.